Welcome to Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. If it's your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button. There is a ton of great content on this channel I know you'll enjoy. If you've spent any amount of time in a campground, you've probably seen a Coleman lantern. Today I'm going to be showing you my 40-year-old Coleman lantern. It still works and it's still going strong. Nothing really represents camping and outdoor adventures quite like a Coleman lantern. This classic model has been around for years. The original Coleman lantern was produced in 1914 and it was used widely by American soldiers in the First World War. Since that time, it has gained a tremendous amount of commercial popularity with campers and outdoor enthusiasts alike. This model here was manufactured in 1979. So you've probably seen these Coleman lanterns at the campground or at an antique store that you've been touring. You can always tell what year the Coleman lantern has been manufactured by looking at the bottom. You can see this one was built in December of 1979. The model number for the Coleman lantern is always listed directly underneath the lantern glass. This model is a 220K and it was manufactured and distributed in the United States between 1979 and 1983. I originally received this Coleman lantern as a gift from my father-in-law. He had used this lantern extensively as a young boy and now it is experiencing a whole new set of adventures with me. We'll start by going over some of the basic features of the Coleman lantern. First off, it features a nice sturdy lantern handle, and you can hang this lantern on a lantern post, which is a very popular feature at a lot of campgrounds throughout the Smoky Mountains and throughout the South. You can access the glass by unscrewing this nut and removing the metal lid, and this way you can clean it, which needs to be done maybe about once every 3 months because there will be some soot that builds up. This lantern features a 2-mantle system, and these little mantles are surprisingly robust. When I first received this lantern, I was really concerned about the mantles, so I went out and bought a 10-pack replacement, and I am still using the original mantles that I put on there over a year ago. So they definitely are very robust. The ignition system is a combination of a pump. So you would unscrew this pump, keep your finger over the pump hole, and you would pump some pressure into the tank. About 25 pumps will get the job done. Then you would screw it closed, open the gas, and a match can be put directly up through the bottom of the glass to light the mantles. Filling the Coleman lantern is very easy. It takes a white gas or a kerosene, and it just unscrews with this lid. Pour the kerosene in, put the screw cap back on, then you would return, pressurize, light, and you're good to go. I've had this lantern burn on a single can of fuel for an entire weekend, running 7 to 8 hours a night, and still had fuel left in it. So it's definitely a very fuel efficient system, and it gives off a lot of nice ambient light. Filling the Coleman lantern with fuel is super easy, especially if you use the Coleman funnel. You can use any funnel, however, I recommend the Coleman funnel just to make things a little less messy. What I like about this funnel is that it screws directly onto the gas can, and it has a gasket around the base to prevent leaks. The other really nice thing about this funnel, and I'll show you up close, is that it is spring loaded. So what this means is that when you tip the gas can, no fuel is going to come out the spout until you have it inserted into the lantern and then you've applied pressure. Once the pressure's been applied, the fuel will flow out, and it has a backflow mechanism to prevent it from spilling over the edge. This way you can ensure, using this specific funnel, that you're not going to overfill your lantern and flood it while you're trying to light it. You can use a wide variety of fuels with the Coleman lantern. I prefer to use the Coleman blend just because it's widely available at a lot of retail stores and it's relatively inexpensive. So I'm going to show you how to fill the Coleman lantern using the Coleman funnel. So you start obviously by removing the lid from the fuel container, and this funnel screws right onto the top. Make sure that it's nice and tight. And you'll notice I can tip this can of fuel and no fuel comes out. So it's definitely a mess saver. We unscrew the lantern fuel cap. And this goes directly into the lantern. Now to get the fuel to flow, you just push this down and you'll kind of hear a glug, glug, glug. And once the glug, glug, glug has stopped, that means the lantern's full. Release the pressure and then just pull it out. So it definitely is a mess saver. Usually when you pull it out, you'll get a little bit of drippage because there'll be some left in the spout. So definitely make sure that you do have the lantern in a safe place when you go to fill it. Then you just put the cap back on and you're ready to fire it up. We're getting ready to light the lantern, so we're going to pump it up. Have to make sure you keep your thumb over the thumb hole during the pump process. So you pump it until you build pressure. About 25 or 30 pumps ought to do the job. All right, and you keep that pushed in with your thumb on it, and then you're just going to screw it shut. And then on the gas. And sometimes when you light these, they kind of poof up at you, so don't be alarmed. There we go. And we're good to go. Check it out. This lantern is burning strong after 40 years. I have drugged this on a ton of trips out of state. It spent a week with me down in Georgia, and it got to hang out on some lantern posts down there. It is an essential piece of car camping equipment just to light up that night sky and make the campfire that much more enjoyable. If you don't already own one of these old lanterns, then get yourself out to an antique store and pick one up, because it is just an amazing piece of equipment to bring with you on your car camping adventures. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you really enjoyed the video, and I hope that you're excited to go try a Coleman lantern. Now is the time. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. And while you're here, may as well check out a few of my other videos. Till next time, folks, we'll see you on the trails.